guys, welcome to a week in my vlog. My cousin asked if I could put a flower balloon bouquet together for her mom and mother-in-law for Mother's Day. She wanted these specific flowers, which was white daisies, purple baby's breath, and pink roses. So I went on Amazon and bought all of them. I'm not that good at putting bouquets together, but I do have some experience from my high school years when I was taking a Future Farmers of America class, which that class teaches you a lot about flowers, agriculture, and near the end of the year you had the option to raise your own animals, from guinea pigs, rabbits, ducks, chicken, turkeys, goat, sheep, pig, up to a cow. Then they auctioned them off at the end of the school year during July in the summer at a fair, but my mom didn't let me raise any. If you guys like to see more of the FFA Animal Fair in California, let me know and I can take you along with us on the next vlog when it comes around in the summer again. They do it every year and we only found out 2 years ago, even though we've been living here so long. Ours is in a small town, but they do it in bigger cities as well. If you're from the US, let me know if they do it in other states other than California too, or if you participate in it and how your experience was. It's always so interesting and fun when we go and meet all the animals and the kids who raised them. Last year, they did something new where you get to see free concerts with your ticket purchase into the fair park. We got to see a new band called So Cool and one of our favorite bands, Switchfoot. There was another fair park that played other bigger artists in the bigger city, but then you had to pay for the concert tickets separately since the stadium was next to the fair park. I want to go just to see how their fair park looks since it's a lot bigger, but we'll have to wait and see if we'll be available to go this year. So back to the balloon flower bouquet. This was my first time trying to make it without looking up a tutorial first, which was a great mistake because it ended up taking me days to put it together. I just put the bouquet of flowers together, then cleaned everything up so I could put my daughter to bed for the night. The next day, I inflated the clear balloon to stretch it out and tie the bottom of the flower bouquet with the long string balloon. I tried to use up all the flowers that I bought into making the 2 bouquets. Here's how they look like when I was satisfied with how they were starting to look. The bouquets of flowers weren't going to fit in the balloon from the bottom, so I had to cut the top of the balloon to stick the bouquets through there. When I was putting the bouquet through the clear balloon, the rubber from the long balloon that I tied around the stem stopped it from going in. And I forgot about the fake thorns on the roses, so they ripped the balloon apart as well. There were a couple times I did look up a tutorial to watch, but when I came back to try to make it, I would miss a couple steps and have to redo it. So I would give up and go hang out with my family for the rest of the day to take my mind off of it since my sister was in town visiting too. We went ocean fishing on the pier for mackerel and see if we could catch anything in our crab nets, which we did catch a spider crab that night. The next day, I would spend all day trying to work on it again and hope that it would come together successfully. It was a lot of trial and error and a lot of rewatching tutorials. It did get very frustrating when I couldn't do it, but I was really persistent and determined on trying my hardest to make it work. So since I cut open the top of the balloon, I was supposed to seal the balloon back up with the blue heat sealing tool you see on the floor with me. But for some reason, the sealing tool wasn't helping me much and I didn't really know how to use it because I just purchased it. And I was always scared to burn my hands if my fingers got too close to it. Here's how they look like inside the balloon when I finally sealed the bouquet inside. Now I'm inflating them to see if I missed any holes. I found one of my small candy heat clamp sealers I had and tried to use that instead of the blue heat sealer. It did work a lot better because I had more control using it, but when I inflated the balloon there would still be a little hole I missed and the balloon would deflate. There will be times where I couldn't find the hole and I have to keep clamping multiple spots just to find it, and the balloon would start to look deformed when inflating. So I would have to rip the balloon apart and start over again. I took a break again and went to spend time with my daughter and sister's kids. Then we went to the mall to hang out for a bit. On the tutorial I kept rewatching, it said to use a balloon on the bottom of the stem, so I tried redoing everything again, which meant I had to rip up the clear balloon and start from scratch again. The reason for the extra balloon over the stem was to keep the air from coming out through the stem when inflating the balloon. Every time I had to inflate the balloon with my daughter in the room, I had to let her know to see if she was fine with me using the balloon machine because it could get pretty loud. Putting the bouquet into the clear balloon with the extra balloon on the stem was quite difficult, so I used a paper towel to cover up the stem and slide it into the clear balloon as best as I could. Then I tried to seal the balloon back up with the heat sealing tool. The paper towel got stuck to the rubber balloon on the stem, so it took me a while to get it off. It took so many tries just to find all the little holes I missed when sealing the balloon. I think that's what took me the longest. When I thought that I finally sealed all the holes, I was so happy because it was taking me so long and so many days just to figure it out and redo every time I messed up. To make the bouquet sit in the box, I just used some styrofoam. I couldn't find anything to cut the styrofoam, so I just used a kitchen knife. It was pretty messy when cutting the styrofoam. The balloon kept slowly deflating, so I tried to throw on some tape to see if it would help a bit, but I was wrong. These are some pictures of my progress of putting the bouquet into the balloon before inflating and sealing them, then how they look like inflated, which never lasted that long. I took another break to go watch a rocket launch outside since I live in a small town that always launches rockets. Then I went to make some sushi for dinner for everyone, and my sister threw a little birthday for her kids. This was the inspiration that I was supposed to be making, but since I couldn't do it, I had to text my cousin that I didn't think it was going to be possible for me to make it happen because it kept deflating and I was having a hard time. So I sent her these photos that were similar that I could do instead. Since I had some red roses I purchased a while back, I decided to make my best friend's mom a Mother's Day gift as well, since she's like a mom to me. I bought a card to write in it for her to thank her for always being a mother to me as well. I really liked how the roses came out. Then I went back to work on the 2 requested bouquets. I was so sad and disappointed with myself that I couldn't make it work, and I had to rip it up again and do it differently this time. There were a couple roses I didn't use, so I cut all the petals off so I could throw them into the balloon later. added some tissue paper around the bouquet in the box to make it look cuter. This is how they were turning out, and I was feeling good about it again. I added the stick that holds the balloon into the middle of the bouquet. While I was working on these bouquets, my daughter was watching TV and kept putting her toes on me. Now I'm going to be working on the second bouquet balloon. The next morning I went to the living room to take out my Cricut and have it cut out some vinyl for me to apply onto the balloon saying Happy Mother's Day. I'm just using a shiny gold permanent vinyl to cut out. When I finished cutting them out, my sister's kids came out to say hi. So this is them joining me in the living room while I read out all the words. I came back into my room to finish putting the rest of the balloon together, so don't mind my partner sleeping on the bed behind me. Now I'm just putting the extra petals into the balloon, then inflating it to put on top of the balloon sticks. Then I added the vinyl onto the balloon. I tried to make it as straight as possible since I was just eyeballing it. I also wanted to add a little bow under the balloon as well, so I wrapped some ribbon around the stick and tied a small bow onto it. Here's a close-up of the finished balloon bouquet. Now I'm just finishing up the red rose one from my best friend's mom. I have this cute ribbon that says love on it that I bought from the Dollar Tree a while back during Valentine's Day, so I'm going to be using this ribbon since it's red and it matches better. When I dropped off this bouquet balloon to my friend's mom, she was so excited when she got it that she took it to work the next day to show her coworkers. Here's how they all looked finished. Even though I couldn't accomplish the other bouquet inside the balloon, I was pretty proud with this one. Maybe next time I will try it again, but for now I'm satisfied with these balloon bouquets. I dropped the balloons off to my cousins the day before Mother's Day, then my family went out to go play. If you made it to the end of this vlog, thank you for bearing with me on this very long journey of trials and errors. Even though I wasn't able to make the balloon that was originally planned, I accomplished a different method instead, and learned that sometimes it looks easy, but it actually isn't as easy as it looks. It takes more than a couple days to accomplish something which would take years of experience. I would like to try to make it again in the future though.